Oh, we should get the other one going. Oh, why don't we have the other one going? Where did those awesome special effects go? There they are. There they are. Let's get over there. Space scene. Where is this one? Where is it? Where is you? Special effects, where did I hide you? Oh, you're in the green screen area, aren't you? Green screen. Green screen. Ah. Yes. What was the other fire one? Big 2. There we go. We'll start the screen like this. It's a good place to start stream. Good place to start stream. As I finish setting everything up, as is tradition, to set everything up. Blech. Let's see. Top left. There we go. Oh, Unity is in front of, or I should say, the spout is in front of Winamp, so Winamp is hiding in the background over there. And yes, we again have the Bermuda Triangle of Rusties. Oh, I gotta finish setting this stuff up. Nope, and yes, I don't need to hear myself. That's okay. All right, where are we? Don't need that one. Don't really need that one yet. We need to bust chat out. Bust you out of jail. Okay, and what else we got? Yeah, we could probably zoom out a little bit. Probably zoom out just a little bit. There we go. Okay, where are we? Slime. I did update Slime, so hopefully it still works. You have misconfigured VR chat settings. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Hand tracking? Hand tracking, good. Hey, that's still good. Oh, yep, that's still good. That is obviously still good. Seems to be working as expected. Come on. There we go, loaded. Locked and loaded. We got a pocket right here for you. Ta-da. Let's get the other tracker. Other tracker, where are you? You are also connected and locked and loaded. Aha. Okay, full reset. Because we're a little twisty right now. No. They changed our beloved sound effects. Oh no. I'm going to have to roll back my version of Slime VR. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. They changed. What was that? One moment. And that is how we're going to be dealing with tonight. There we go. All right. We'll have to reconfigure again. We're a little... Aww. So as I was saying before, I was interrupted by loud things happening from across the basement. Things falling down and such. Slime VR, which I use for some of my tracking here, so we can do fun twisty turny stuff, and I think we can bend over a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, in fact, I could bring it on stream. Nope, it still doesn't say anything suspicious. Okay. Ta-da! Except now we have special effects in front of it, so that's okay. So Slime VR recently updated, or at least I should say I recently updated my install of it. And yeah, they changed the full reset up in the top corner. I show you the cursor, but you probably can't see it with all the polygons. Yeah, they changed the full reset sound. It used to be a little mew. So fond of it. The little mew. And now it's gone. It's gone. Sadness. Okay, let's get that back on the other monitor so I can calibrate in peace. Bookkeeping. YouTube. Bam. I uploaded a short of a clip from last week's shenanigans with the lovely, I don't know what color this would be. Fuchsia? We'll call it fuchsia. The lovely special effects, the fires that aren't quite fires. And it's doing all right. It's one of my better performing shorts. But then also the VOD channel, which is also linked here. Hold on. The VOD channel. I've been uploading quite a bit. I think I'm on October. I think I'm on last October, so I've been catching up pretty good. As far as can be expected. I mean, most of the VODs I can just, I'll scan them just to make sure that the audio is okay. It's not too terrible. Yeah, but overall I can just upload them right to YouTube. Change the description around and whatnot, and it's just fine. I don't know if that's coming through with the noise canceling, but my toddler is loudly thumping against the wall. There's crib. Yeah. Protesting. Sleep bad. Must stay awake forever. As terrible twos tend to be, apparently. Okay, where were we? We got the tracking. We can twist around. Did I experiment with it? I experimented a little bit with full body tracking, not just half body is what we're doing here, really. I mean, it looks, see, you can see us bend down a little bit. We can twist around and stuff. A little bit more active, but I do have Vive trackers for the VR setup. So that's exciting. Not quite ready for battle testing on stream yet. I could just get one more tracker. Then I wouldn't need to wear my headset. I'm not wearing it right now. But then I wouldn't need to wear the VR headset in order to get the full tracking, because you do need something approximating a headset for how everything is all set up. Pluses and minuses. But I do have, let's see, the controllers, legs, yep. It'll also work with the slime trackers that I'm currently, the Slime VR system. I'm using two phones to get this little approximation, and then face tracking with my very expressive humanoid face. As you can see, face tracking is done through an iPhone, so a huge mishmash, and I should really do a video on my mishmash of technology. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, one more Vive tracker. It's too bad they're, well, now they're $140 a piece. So keeping my eyes open for used ones at reasonable prices is, Okay. So, how are we doing here today? Feels like a Monday, so I feel the flames are appropriate. The flames are appropriate. It does feel like a Monday. Got a big project wrapped up at work. Not even a big project, it was just time consuming. So there's lots of error handling. Lots of error handling to try and get everything right. I'm supposed to go live. I'm supposed to go live. Let's open up our stream. Open that up, close that up. Close that down. Go over here. Put it into promo. And, oh, I didn't. Oh, well. DevStream. DevSteam? DevStream? Close enough. I wonder if Discord wasn't open long enough for it to detect that I was in that OBS running or Twitch connected or however Discord differentiates between the big card, title card, or the little title card that says what you're actually streaming. You know, the Twitch info. So, it is what it is. Speaking of Discord, I should probably promote the Discord. Where are you? Where are you, Discord? Discord that I share with the always wonderful Dead Sun Prime and Fruitsy Collins, two fellow VTubing, deving creators. We'll go with creators. Discord. Bam. And chat that. In that. We need some more folks to stop by. Join in with all of our fun. Now, the three of us haven't been... Oh, do I have it on shuffle? No, I do not. Okay. The three of us haven't been streaming as much as usual. I'm trying not to say so much either. We haven't been streaming quite as much as we used to for various reasons. My reasons are work and IRL related. Dead Sun had some unfortunate computer issues. Unfortunate computer issues where he needed a whole new computer due to storms, mostly storms, yes. And then got sick right away as a nice kick right in the gut. And I believe Fruitsy work schedule changed a bit, so they're not able to stream during the day as much as they used to. Which is a bummer, because I used to catch their midday streams. Did I ever bring my mug into here? I don't know if I did. Mug? Do I have a mug? Mug? No, I did not bring my mug into here yet. I was typing tapping on my shortcut keys. Also, I think this is over a little far. There we go. This is not a mug. It is a tasty beverage. Because that's the kind of day. I should say we're celebrating. We're celebrating. Man, these special effects can just go forever, can't they? One thing I am a little, is disappointed the right word? Little saddened over is that by changing the shader, it changed all things that use that shader. So yeah, so there is that. There's that issue. Oh, and this is kind of interesting. So the spout version is warmer than the screen capture version. The screen capture, you don't really notice it if it's from the same general camera angle. If I move it like this way, So the screen capture is the pink in the middle, whereas the overlay, you can see, take a look at Winamp in the corner. See, I'm looking quite a bit to the side. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm looking quite a bit to the side at my secondary monitor where you folks are. And it's more of a red-orange fiery look, so that's nice. I'll try doing a pose reset again. Nope. I guess it didn't really do much. Oh, but I love this. Little fireflies going through. It's supposed to be fire. It is not very fiery, but it's definitely nifty. So, one of the things we're going to be doing tonight... Oh, it looks like I made that much larger. Much more useful. Yes, one of the things we're going to be doing tonight is adding more things. Adding more. So I'm going to have localized menus. Localized menus like this guy right here. You see me playing with the controls. So the localized menu and also dynamic menus. One of my ideas is to, I'm not sure exactly, I have ideas on how it'll work. We would call it a context menu, but a menu that would change based on my location. So if I'm on the office, it controls the off, I can have like just a few sliders. It'll control the office lighting, for instance, other special effects. And then if I teleport over here, it'll be the lighting, the studio lighting for here, maybe some special effects buttons, whatever I have hooked up to it. Yeah. So that's going to be on tonight's agenda. Why is there a cube over here? There is a cube over here. Why is there a cube? Oh, this is menacing. This is very menacing. I like this spot right here. Look at that. Hi. Hello. This is my... All of this would make a perfect emote right here. Maybe if I turn off the big one. I gotta get the angle just right, though. Yeah, that's almost like perfect for an emote, like right there. Ta-da! Chaos. Oh, I'm gonna freeze that. You go away for now. You imbignify. Ooh. The slow fire's nice too. The slow fire's nice too, isn't it? I do think I need more chaos. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more chaos. Just a little bit more chaos. Let's bam. Save that replay buffer so I can grab a screenshot later. Maybe we'll do an up close version. Chaos. Oh, that looks glorious in the monitor there. You know how chaos, a lot of the, when I'm saying chaos, I mean the emote. And people have the fire behind them and they're like, yeah. I think it's based on the Elmo puppet being, with a big fire behind him going, ah. Chaos. I think I'm fine with chaos just being like, hi. Hi. I'm gonna save that too. Bam. But why is this cube here? That is a good question. Why is the cube here? Does the cube have a name? cube is test cube. Oh, look at that. Test cube was a... Okay, that fire is actually a little distracting now because it's on the overlay. Hold on, one moment. Where are you? Where are you, my glorious fire? I'll turn you off for the moment. Okay. So, according to my notes here, this is a test cube. Not a companion cube, mind you. A test cube. And I have my move it script. Oh, okay. Is it moving? I don't know where it moved to. We should see where it goes. Oh, there it goes. Reverse. Oh, and now it's broken. Interesting. I must have been halfway through this script. There. Sorry. Housekeeping. Box collider measurement. We will look at that later because I would have to check my notes on that. So I'm back. Man, I should have whenever I have to like mute for real world stuff, I should run an ad or something. Make Papa Bezos pay a little extra. Okay, let's see. The notes. Wait, am I still running? I am still running. Why aren't we on the screen? I'm gonna go through all this hard work. Let's at least be on the screen. Hello. Okay. So menu system. That's a month ago almost when I started working on the menu system for here. Let's see. Look this way. Special effects campfire. Check. We'll call it a campfire at least. Scale change toggle. That one's an easy one. We can do that one. I'll have to figure out a button. I'll have to figure out a button for the screen. What else we got? It looks like I keep like adjusting my bra or something, but I'm pulling out my shirt because my phone is in a front pocket right here. My chest tracker, aka old cell phone, is in my front pocket here, and it kind of drags my shirt sideways. So that's not super comfy, but at least I don't have a whole bunch of tracker straps all over myself. Tracker straps. Okay, so we're doing UI controls. Oh yeah, that is today's date. UI controls, lights and camera for the zones. Auto sync to location or teleports. Teleport would be the easiest. Otherwise, some kind of collider. Some kind of collider that says if I'm in an area or not. Automatically switch. That would be cool. You know, this wouldn't be a problem if I had proper scenes set up. So right now, because this is a big mishmash project, my testing zone. Yeah. Hi. So because this is my test project, I don't have things optimized. Yeah, they are not optimized. Like at all. Well, maybe just a little bit. They're a little bit optimized. For instance, if we look over to the other side of the screen, we scroll out, you see this big, huge area in the Bermuda Triangle here above our, this way, or this way. This is a big space station. Can I even get the whole space station? I don't think I can get the whole space station. Space station or whatnot. I just have it space theme. The demo level. Now I've worked a lot with this demo level, but yeah, it takes up a lot of space. There's a lot of assets there. It is not properly optimized, like chopped into smaller sections for loading and unloading as you move through it. And then you have other things too, like the office, which will be replaced by the new office, the factory. Main office, there we go. The classic. You know, I could just go like this. And now we're in said office. So ideally, like this, everything shown over on the left side of the screen would be one scene. The office interior and a little bit around it. Which would, you know, unload that whole space station for memory and all of the colliders and shadows and lighting effects. All that stuff would be no longer in memory and taxing the system. We hop over to the green screen area. Is this the green screen area? It's not the green screen area. This is the green screen area. Let me hop over to here. It'd be super like simplified, minimal. I was gonna say stripped down, but that sounds a little naughty. But yes, we have this minimal area here, and that'd be super lightweight because the only things that'd be loaded are any objects in this area that are needed to put a Rusty in the overlay. And then the opposite, oops, no, get over here. Then the opposite of that would be this area, which would be to put the overlay in Rusty's world. And also be fairly lightweight, because all that other stuff would be unloaded from memory. Not that we're doing a huge amount of taxing calculations and such, but it still takes up memory. But we're not doing things like playing AAA or quadruple A games. Although they shouldn't tax the system too much, because we have a decent PC. We have a decent desktop here. Cheers. I really need that broken mug asset. I thought I brought it in here. Did I not? Oop. Lock the camera. I said lock the camera. Did I not bring in my mug? Is that characters? Is not under characters. I see my helmets. Stuff. No, I see some monitors. Yeah, I should really bring in the busted mug. It was a good asset. Good asset. You know what? I wonder. We can grab it out of... Here it is. A busted mug. Look at that. We could grab it right out of here if we didn't want to properly export it. Mug copy. Oh, baked asset. Is it possible to extract it. I wonder if it's like I'm like asset ripping my own models. That's kind of funny. Kind of funny. That's not what we're here to do today. Because I am running on not the best amount of sleep due to aforementioned toddler who felt that sleep was not unnecessary this morning. And therefore I did not get the necessary sleep either. So I'm going to try and stay on track with the notes. Someday we'll have a notepad. You know, nice lined asset with some spiral bound stuff on top. Little, there you go, a little Gucci paper ASMR. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We need some overlay stuff. By overlay, I mean interface, not really the overlay. Although it'd be nice to get rid of some of these buttons. Not entirely get rid of them, but consolidate them in an on-screen display. Much like this one. Much like this one. Okay. So, UI. Let's find out where you are. Green screen, canvas adjusters. We have a slider. Those with Studio Lights, slide lights. I'm assuming slide lights is the script. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. So let's go find that to refresh ourselves. Refresh our memory. In the green screen area, we have Studio Light Controls. Studio Light Controls has a light intensity slider, but I have a feeling there is a script in there. Just loading up a Visual Studio. I do. It is a, I know, yes. I know there's updates. I'm quite aware. There we go. Let's see, slide lights. It is a float with the variable intensities. Can you see? Yes, you can see. Okay. All it is a public function. Call them voids in C#, because it's not. It's a function that doesn't return anything. So it's returning nothing. A void, if you will. And it takes in a float called intensities. And we're just setting the light intensity to intensities. So we're setting the light intensity to whatever this is. Awesome. Perfect. It's functionally the same as this slider right here. Reset color and light color. It would be nice to change the light color right from here too. But can we have a color wheel? Let's find out. What do we got for canvas? Canvas scale. What else can we have in here? Okay, let's see. We can have drop downs, toggles, sliders, scroll bars, input fields, another canvas, panel. We might leave this alone for now and just stick with the lights for now. I do think we'll be adding some buttons though. It would also be nice to have things like adjusting the zoom. Yeah, adjusting the zoom would be nice on this camera. This camera being, I believe this one. Yes. This is the camera that outputs to the overlay in OBS. Okay, what do we got? What do we got here? It's part of the overlay, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if we need to put a script on it in order to get some of these camera settings. Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay. So we're going to add another slider. We'll also need a reset button then. Okay. You know what? We're just going to duplicate this slider. We're going to call it slider zoom. Studio lights, slide lights. Okay, so we need to find, what is this? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Is this the main camera? This is the main camera. Oh my goodness. Look at all these glorious options we can indeed mess around with. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, let's do field of view, I suppose. Camera field of view on a slider. And we'll just move this on. We'll put it up at top for now. We'll need to write a script. We will need to write a script to reset the camera to whatever its current field of view is. I'm gonna do that right away. Where's that button? The button. Okay, button is going to get a script that we are going to add to, actually we might be able to have it give us a direct value. Focal length 35. Field of view. Let's do that instead. Can we do focal length? Let's do focal length. There we go. So we're going to want something that can reset the focal length back to 35. Button. This drag and drop stuff's kind of nice. I can see where the Unreal people and all their spaghetti. Yeah. So where's our focal length? Depth. Load. Focal length. Oh, really? Oh gosh, it's that easy. Oh, that is fantastic. Assuming it works. Let's give that a little save. I thought I was gonna have to write a script to do that. Let's find out. Oh, and there's the yeah. Okay, so we're over here. I am indeed on the screen. But I have to have this menu on the screen here. So this changes the light intensity for the studio lights. Very nice, huh? Very nice. This should change the focal length. Oh my goodness, golly gracious, that is something. Look at us go. Oh, we do not have a proper bounds set for that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's problematic. And let's do this. Bam. Reset. It works. That is amazing that you can attach arbitrary numbers Basically, you can just affect these properties right from a button and on click. That's very flexible. That is what we call object-oriented programming. You just plop the object in there right there. Now this is less than stellar. Okay. Slider zoom. Oh, the value. Yeah, I need to set these. Max value. Let's set it to like. Let's frick around and find out. Here we go. Oh, that doesn't work so well because it kind of just blows right past us, doesn't it? We can zoom out just fine. Focal length of 4. Super wide. Yeah, the problem is it's not going to frame us. So what I would need to do is have another slider that adjusts the point at. Yeah, okay. We're getting places. Let's put that at 100. And let's see if we can have some more stuff. More. Slider zoom. Let's make a slider. Slider focus. What else we got? Another option would be to set the target. Turn the target on or off so it tracks us. That's gonna be a little trickier, I think. Currently, it's not pointing at us, so maybe the pan. Maybe the panning. That's just fun to mess around with, isn't it? Okay, where's the other? There should be more. Here we go, rotation. I could do rotation. Well, let's find out live. Let's find out live again. At least we're not doing stuff that completely breaks things. Like we were when we first were messing with Spout. Okay. So. Oh, I have 2 sliders here now. That's kind of funny. It is very funny. Okay. So we're zooming in and out. We got this. Now how? Because this is a regular old camera. And not a Cinemachine camera. I don't have all the fancy stuff like point ats. So maybe I should switch the camera over. Dead Son, you are roboting right now. Ooh, do tell. I'm finally adding on-screen control, or not necessarily on-screen. On-screen for me at least, controls. Although they're currently on-screen for everyone. So here's our overlay, our nice transparent overlay, our green screen. I'm finally adding more controls, like lighting controls. What? Yeah. So here's a camera zoom. Where's camera zoom? Camera zoom, changing the focal length. So super widescreen. Zooming in. Problem is we go off screen. So I could probably just do a simple thing, like finding some kind of follow script. But Dead Son, how are you doing? How are you doing tonight? Bam. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, is that nice? Well, it would help if I had OBS open. Hello! I do like the idea that I can just zoom in and out and everything. You're good? Going to go buy some brownies right now. Ooh. Delicious. Delicious. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if you saw this before. Let's get some extra fire going. We got the full chaos. The full chaos. Where is the extra fire? Do I not have the extra fire handy? Platforms. Well, apparently I do not. I thought I had fire huge. Huge fire. Ready and ready to go, but apparently I deleted it. Sadness. Let's go find that fire. Fire big? I think it was fire big 2. Let's just throw that right here. Oh, and let's reset. There we go. We can do that. Reset the camera. Ta-da! If you observe, we have fire over... Oh, I guess it's over Winamp, but not over chat. That's okay. That's okay. I can change the ordering around in OBS, I suppose. So yes, we can even bring in translucent particles into the overlay. Is great, is great. There. There, maybe this illustrates it a little better. That is awesome. I love it. Oh, we got a little bit over on this side about Rusty. So the Rusty hanging from the corner gets he gets a little plaque there in the corner. All right. Oops. Now I gotta remember which window was open. I should bring in some completely like photorealistic type, completely photorealistic type special effects here, just to completely throw off everything. Fire big huge. Fire big 2. Yeah, we can just drop him in live. Yeah, I'm adding more controls. More controls so I can play around with stuff when I'm not in Unity for the Rusty project here. And I'm loving how this fire turned out. It's just gorgeous. Looks even better full screen. Let's, there we go. Just playing with the shaders on the special effects. It's still interesting how it looks more pink in the screen capture than the overlay. I wonder if I have a filter on. That'd be a good question. Do I have any filters on OBS? Filters. I do. It's my bloom filter. Interesting. Will bloom. And it doesn't really seem to be doing anything there. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. A little bit of bloom. Oh, we could do other fun stuff like we could desaturate. Yeah. That's a look, I guess. What's this one? Is this one glitchy? Got some glitchy filters in here too, so stuff that I was playing with that didn't necessarily work out nicely in OBS, so it just kind of sits in the stack of disabled sources. Like, nope, we're not going to enable this. It's not intentionally, probably. Okay, but yes, we need more. Oh, and as a side note, that's on if you're, I don't know if you're still here, if you're lurking. Let me know when you get Tentacle working with Unity. I'm not saying it has to be a high priority, but being able to more easily hook up the interactive features. Very much looking forward to that. I'm only so much of a... There's only as much as I want to DIY the universe. Yes, I should post limits for myself. Okay, camera script. We are going to give you a look at... Where are you? Camera. Main camera. You need a look at override. A look at constraint. Look at target. Yeah, if it was a Cinemachine, that'd be super easy. But I have this one set up as a plain old camera. I don't remember the exact reasons, but getting the correct spout output was such a pain that I'm not gonna mess with it too much. Let's give this a look at. Oh, working on type scripting like yesterday. Awesome. One of these days I'll actually compile my factory world into this. I was gonna start fresh, but I don't know. That might be like 2 versions away that I quote unquote start fresh with a fresh Unity project and just bring it in here, load up the factory scene. This has been surprisingly stable since I switched to Unity 6 from Unity 2022, which is the previous stable version I was using. But yeah, like almost everything is stable. There are a few legacy shaders that I need to update for some of my little fun fiddling with stuff. But other than that, this has been fantastic. Ooh, the way you're writing it should be engine agnostic and be able to work in everything out of the box. Ooh, sweet. I am eagerly looking into, or eagerly awaiting the ability to look into it. Yeah, I just wrapped up a I would say intensive, not a huge project at work, but intensive project. So much error checking had to be put in. We used to have a really handy way to do it, what I was setting up, kind of like our very own wizard, for proceeding through different steps. But we had to abandon that project with some software changes a long time ago. Now we have to build it from scratch anytime we want it. It's super annoying. Super annoying, but it is what it is. More control when you build it yourself. Try to make it universal, then it's not as you have to make it universal and able to handle all sorts of different stuff. So it's just not user friendly. Udon style. Oh, for like Udon engineering? Or is that a different terminology? Okay, we've got a button. We should probably properly name that button as in reset camera, I think that is, yes. Button, where are you? Reset camera. And we're gonna make a whole bunch of... We're gonna start making this. We're gonna make it ugly, and then we'll make it pretty after we finish making it functional. Okay, so let's see. UR slider zoom, UR slider focus. Focus will engage the look at. Does look at have a strength? I think look at has a strength. Oh wait, there it is. So let's make it active, but make it 0. And the constraint is... Where are you? The constraint is me. Me. Where is me? Yeah, let's just do the whole armature. There we go. The constraint is the armature. And use up. Yeah, we should probably use up. No, let's not use up. All right, let's see how well that works. Oh, we didn't hook up the... Oh, well. Okay, so you're going to go right there. We're going to lock you so I can see all my cameras. Man, I like how this is skewed like that. That's, Wait. Oh. Okay. I see a problem already. Well, anyways, I like how it's skewed like that. It, gives it a very neat menu screen kind of look, right? Like a main menu screen, like, whoa! Kind of like the whole Borderlands thing, right? Borderlands. Oh, today we are definitely human. Yes, definitely human. See, now that was the joys of Cinemachine, which, I might switch this this camera to Cinemachine camera. Okay, okay. I think one of the reasons I didn't use it is because I used just a regular Unity camera, so it wouldn't have the extra features, so I could narrow down what was going wrong. That'd be my guess. Narrow down what was going wrong with the spout output. Boy, was that fussy. However, in this version of Unity, it doesn't appear to be so fussy. Okay, but we are horribly off kilter here. Let's close some of these things. Don't need that, don't need that. That. Look at constraint is active. It should be looking at us. Okay, we are, where are we? What are we even looking at? It's looking completely wrong way. Why is it looking way the hell over there? Okay. Let's have it look at this Rusty and active. Now it should be looking at us. It is looking at us. Okay. Reset it and it's looking at our feet. It is looking at our feet. I guess we should specify where it should be looking at us. Getting warmer, getting warmer. And where does it go? Ah, look at that. It's zeroing out. It's zeroing out the rotation. So what's interesting is I think the look at constraint has its own... okay. We need to zero it out. Okay. Zero offset from the sources. Oh, it overrode. Darn. Is active? No. Okay, it screwed up our camera. It screwed up our camera. Oh, that sucks. That actually sucks. Okay. Because I had it perfect. I had it perfect. Let's see. Can I look at a... I could fix it easily. I'm going to estimate it for now, but I can fix it easily by looking back at the VOD. How cool is that? At least it only rotated it. At least it only rotated it. It's very annoying for look at constraints. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, what it did is it actually messed with the transform when it was not active. That's a no-no. In my book, that's a huge no-no. So let's see if we can get this back. There we go. He needs to be like right there. Not 500% or 500 degrees. A little bit better, a little bit, you know, that's not too bad, right? Literally right there. So 216. Okay. So roughly 215, 216. So I want to be in the right spot in the corner here. So not too far to any side. Right here. Bam. But I also kind of want it to be able to point at me. So we're going to fix that. 216. And that's in the right spot. Re-enable this this constraint. No. Oh, that's annoying. Activate at the current offset from the sources. Current offset from the source. Activate at 0 offset from the sources. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, now it is pointing at us. Okay, I see. The issue is active. Wait, no, we want is active, but go back to 360. See, that's annoying. Okay, let's try this one more time. Because we're not running. Okay, we're not running. We're not active. We're making a mess though. 216. That's where the camera rotation. Did that do it? That did not do it. Unless it puts it back to no. Puts it back to 0. Okay. Playing with the settings. Playing with the settings. Rotation offset. Okay, so that's with a full weight. And this is at rest when it's not active. There we go. That is interesting. This is why I left it as just a regular old camera. So I wouldn't have issues like this. 216 was it? 216. So I wouldn't have issues like this. Okay, that should do it. We're gonna lock that so that when it's active, and then we can put it back to nothing. We can. I think, oop, you can't even see me. Okay. This is an interesting problem that we're going to shelve. That is super interesting that it messes up like this. In my opinion, this is it messing up. This is definitely unacceptable behavior. So we activate it, boom, pointing at me. Okay, cool. Oops, I'm a little twisty. Gonna reset our calibrations. There, we untwisted. So the fun thing is this will track me wherever I go. Whoa, nice. See, so it's pointing at me. There's a little kind of cameraman. Just imagine the gremlins actually moving around. Problem is, no, now it's actually working. It has to be live in order to work. That is my brain. Where are we? There. So now we're in the right spot. So we're gonna leave it active all the time. Then we just slide the weight around. And really, I need to adjust the target. That's why it's kind of looking towards the middle. All right. So technically this is working. It just doesn't work when I'm not live. Oof. Oof. And then when I'm really not live, it's terrible. Because it points at all of this. Which takes up the entirety of the screen. In which case I should just disable the camera. And then it shouldn't be a problem. You would think it wouldn't be a problem if I disabled the camera because there would no longer be spout output. But alas, that is not how it is. As always, experimentation. Okay, so here we are. Here we are again. So I leave it like this and then stop the game. What happens? It goes that way. Why? It shifts it back up. Okay, I know why. I am silly. I'm silly. Okay, so what we have here is me being silly. Yep, now it works. So for instance, where is our fun little menu? I will explain this after I prove to myself that it does indeed work. There. Now it should continue to track us, even if we're not on the screen. Okay, it will. It will. We're just, we need to adjust some things. That's funny. Okay. So what the problem was is that it was not saving the settings from play mode because Unity. Some things are saved, when you're in play mode, like we're right now. You see the flames are going, and I'm still moving around over here. So we're still playing, testing, test mode. When you hit the stop button, most of the changes you have made in play mode go away. You can set it to be otherwise, but I don't want to do that. I like experimenting and then choosing if I want to keep things or not. So I need these settings to stay there. Otherwise, that look at constraint is going to point at where the target is. The target, if you can see it here, is currently in the middle, is at the more or less the origin. It's at the middle of the map. So this camera was then hit the stop button. The camera was turning to look at it through a bunch of buildings and stuff. And there was the problem. And we have now solved said problem. So, fun thing here. Where is that little cute little user interface we're making? Come here. If I can click on it. You, right there. Bam. Find you over here. Slider focus. Slider focus is going to be... Oh boy. Scene. What did we call that again? Main camera. Main camera. Main camera, but I just want this look at constraint. So we're going to lock this one. Go to slider focus. Find the properties. Aha, there we go. The music stop? No. Okay, these trap tracks are kind of quiet to get started. I think I noticed that last time. A little too quiet. A little too quiet. Probably boost that just a smidge. Or we could go to electronica. There we go. I'm gonna need to take a stretch break as soon as we figure this out. Okay. So I believe I can go like this. Look at constraint. Here we go. Wait. Okay, now let's make it a 0 to 1. There we go. 0 to 1. That should do it. Should do it. And I really need to add text to all of these little things to say what they are doing. Okay, we're gonna unlock this. Change that. Save. Oh, but also change the focus. We need the focus to be on maybe my neck, maybe not the head. Spine, neck, head. So if we focus on the head, then the head is front and center. The neck is just slightly below that. I mean, obviously. Yeah. That should do it. Let me know if the music is audible at all. There we go. This one's a little bit. Now it's getting a little bit louder. Had to ramp up, I guess. Because I want there to be a little bit of background music so you don't hear every key press, every little noise. We'll call it active noise canceling. There we go. had it loud enough, we could drown out every That'd be super super handy, I think. Okay, let's get these camera controls. Okay, here we go. Which one's which? Okay, this is zoom or focal length. I don't know if it's actually focal length. No, what it is, it's fake focal length. What it's really doing is it's altering the field of view and not changing the focal length, like in a real camera. It has this mostly similar effect though. Okay, so that one's changed to that. And this one should bring us into focus in the center of the screen. Look at us. I could set up auto tracking and stuff, but I don't want it to have auto tracking. Because this is the studio camera. If anything, I should set up the dolly controls, you know, for position and rotation as if it was a studio camera. You know, like one of the big cameras that has the operator behind it, you know, where it's more or less attached to the floor. More or less attached to the floor. Or on wheels on a little stand so it can roll around. So it'd stay parallel to the floor because it's literally on the floor. But then it could move around in 2 dimensions and then can tilt roll. So the rotation in this case. I could do that too. I don't know what they have for spherical controls here, but I can make a nice little control interface. I'll the old Meta Creations products. Do I have a screenshot? I was looking through this the other day, my like ideas folder, and this was one of the things that I did want to bring in. I did want to bring into the interface at some point. Or model it for a little zone, just as kind of a gag that, you know, 20 people on the whole internet would get. Okay, it's not there. Is that our pics? I might have to search on ye old internets for it. It's either under interfaces or ideas. It was so what Meta Creations did is they had back in the late 90s and briefly into the 2000s, they had 3D software. And a couple of their products are Bryce and Poser. Poser still exists through a couple of different iterations. Still exists. I think Bryce went away a long time ago. In fact, last I heard it was free, like abandonware. Bryce was landscape generation software, landscape generation and also rendering. So you do fun stuff like terrain sculpting and foliage and putting items in and all that. And then Poser, which is still out there today, a couple of companies later, was for posing and kind of like 3D animation posing, dressing up your virtual paper dolls, basically. Welcome in, Fruitsy Collins. Welcome in. You have redeemed a Wisco fact. Ooh, this one's relevant. Let me just get a little sip here. Tonight's Wisco fact is brought to you by the awful weather that we had this past weekend. Let me bring up, maybe we'll bring it up in incognito. Let's see, Milwaukee deep tunnels, capacity. Oh wait, they actually have, I forget, they actually have Tonight's Wisco fact is a real treat. So, to deal with mostly rainwater runoff. Here we go. Go away. We are in incognito. So Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where the Brewers play, but also the largest city in Wisconsin. Takes up the whole county. So our deep tunnels. Where are we? So the Milwaukee Deep Tunnels is a here we go. Is a series of very large tunnels beneath the topsoil, or whatever you want to call it. So underground, that deal with. Does it say right here? Does it literally say right here? Here we go. To help reduce sewer overflows and basement backups. Basically like street water runoff and storm drain runoff and that kind of stuff. Anything on the streets. They have the Deep Tunnel Project, and it holds 521 million gallons. Seattle's got some tunnels. They paved over the old city and built it. Yeah, I did see that in one of those history facts kind of things. Yeah, so they have 3 deep tunnels. Oh, this one's huge. So Milwaukee, through the middle of Milwaukee is a valley. The Miller Valley, Miller Brewing Company. Miller Valley goes right through the middle, kind of right here. I don't know if you can, you can kind of see that. And then the rest of it is kind of up in the air. And all along Lake Michigan here, we have bluffs, which is a couple hundred feet above water level. So one of these tunnels goes right through right through there. Yeah. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Do they have colors? They do. But yeah, 20 miles. Okay, 19.4 miles. Between 17 and 32 foot diameter. And somewhere between 275 to 340 feet below ground. So that's probably below water level. But what this does is right here, all the rainwater and whatnot runs off, goes into this deep tunnel. So before it goes into Lake Michigan to be, brought back into Lake Michigan and then sucked back out for water treatment. They have, where is it? You can see how full they are at the moment. Oh, come on. Where is it? There is it holds 521 million gallons. I believe with this last storm that we had this weekend, tons of flooding around the Milwaukee area. Tons of flooding. It was terrible. I believe they were at 98% capacity. But the flooding was due to the rivers, not the rainwater runoff from the city. So it really couldn't keep up. Isn't there I thought you could get the live update. But yeah, so that's today's Wisco fact. It's a very impressive system that I found out. Overflow alert, no kidding. Yeah, I lived in Milwaukee for a while and just like, wait, what the heck is this deep tunnel thing that I'm hearing about? And then I looked into it, it's like, oh, that's fascinating. One of them wasn't too far from where I lived. It's like, yep, kind of right beneath us. Yeah, we had in Milwaukee, that whole southeast Wisconsin had record rainfall this last weekend. Overflow alert. Facility capacity info. Here we go. Transparency. Government transparency. Who would have thunk it, huh? So the deep tunnel is 44% capacity. The reclamation facility is at 74 and Jones Island is at 79. They probably have historic stuff too. No? Oh. Yeah, no, it's impressive. Yeah, Milwaukee is an old city. In Wisconsin terms anyways. It's a fairly old city and kind of just built upon the bones of itself. So there was a lot of work being done over these last 20-ish years or so to update, especially the water system, the water and sewer, from terracotta pipes, clay pipes to modern concrete and plastic and all that fun stuff. Los Angeles has a museum on top of a mountain and people think it has underground tunnels with alien stuff. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, LA, right? But no, that is, I would say that's the most impressive, off the top of my head, that's the most impressive water project in Wisconsin. So it definitely fits as a Wisco fact. I'm glad I added this as a redeem. So whether it's fun stuff off the top of my head or I have a couple books on the floor over here. I have a couple books that I can go through and learn stuff for myself too. Okay, where were we? Sliders, interfaces. Okay, let's see if this works again. Okay, so we got this one. So we're gonna adjust the zoom. Allegedly the focal length, definitely not the focal length. So we're playing with the overlay camera right now. And we can set the point at, oh, it is the Getty? Yeah, the Getty's up on a hill. I gotta get back to LA again sometime. There's so much to explore. So much to explore there. I almost went to grad school in LA. But that didn't quite work out. Oh, where'd we go? This is kind of neat that I can pull back the camera and bring more of the overlay. I'll have to find clever uses for this. To bring the overlay into, there we go, like this. I can bring the overlay out of focus to zoom out, more so than just having, Rusty as the talking head in the corner. Classic VTuber style. I mean, theoretically, I'll be able to walk around and stuff too. Grew up near LA and didn't visit as much as I should. The museum? Yeah. Oh, what museums did I visit when I was there? Oh, gosh, that was a while ago. Quite a while ago now. LA in general? Yeah. Getty. I visited the Getty and then I think it was not LA County or whatever it is. There's a really neat exhibition. Of Japanese Netsuke at the time. Little ivory charms. Well, not necessarily ivory. The little carved charms. They had an exhibition of that and a print exhibition. Japanese print exhibition. Where was it? I should look that up. The Tar Pits Museum, the MoMA. I'd have to go back in my travel log from literally 20 years ago. Damn. The one next to the MoMA. It might have been. There was a whole pavilion. There we go. Yeah, it probably was. But no, I did not end up going to art grad school in the LA area or the other places I visited. So life is funny that way. Okay, let's see. Do we still have the focus on? We do still have the focus. Focus, zoom. I don't like how it jerks in like this. I wonder if I can have this this slider be set to where we actually are. I bet I could. I bet I can update the slider with the reset button. Okay, let's change these two back. Reset the camera. Here we are. And this one's for lighting. Kind of like that where it is. And another thing I want to do is I want to duplicate this little overlay, which we're just kind of zoomed in on right now. See, it's just hanging out there in world space. I want to duplicate this and have it be visible just for me. So it would not be sent over. Well, in fact, it isn't right now. It is not sent over to the capture. Because only because we are doing desktop capture does it show up here. Another cool thing is if I have it pop up on my wrist display. So my wrist display is going to be trickier. It's going to be tricky. As much as I like the special effect, it's a little distracting, isn't it? So, my wrist display, this one? No, that's a game remote. Oh, that's, there it is. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so the very similar looking interface to the one right there because it's duplicated from it. So theoretically, where are you? Where are you? So theoretically, I could have the same interface, the same little menu system right here, attached to my wrist, VR chat style, or Pip-Boy, if you don't want to be, you know, virtual and hip and cool and stuff. Be like a Pip-Boy. Cool thing is, lock the camera. You can actually click these buttons and move the sliders. Like I can do that. Let's see. Will it show it? No, it's not going to show it. Okay. I think I have to be flipped the other way. But see, one of the cool features of that is then you guys get to see it when I'm adjusting stuff. Here, I'll do a poor version of it. There you see when I'm hovering over the button, how it flares up like that. I could also have the sliders move around. But I want the wrist-mounted version of the interface to be contextual. Contextual. Tongue twister for 9:30 at night. So when I'm in a zone, an area, it switches the controls to that area. You know, if I'm in the green screen area, boom, it has green screen relevant sliders and toggles. If I'm over in the spaceship, it has, you know, broader lighting controls and other stuff like that. If I'm in the office, well, then Giant Rusty drops chairs on us. You know, stuff like that. As one does. And as one does when you're a benevolent overlord who watches over us. So I suppose the easiest way to do that would be more or less to have pages. You know, different, or in this case, different groups. But like have, you know, what you see behind me here, this big thing that says stat with the 3 sliders on it. That would be for this area. And when you go a different area, it just hides that and brings up the appropriate page. Yeah, I think that would be the easiest way to do it. That would be the easiest way to implement it. Oh, there's... What else do we have equipped? Oh, the laser pointer. You want to get the laser pointer working too. This one's going to be super easy. See it? We're pointing off into space. Come on. So for some reason, the laser pointer actually has to hit something in order to be effective. I think it's just how I coded it. So what I could do is I could encase this area in a block within a cube. That would be the easiest way to do that, wouldn't it? More of me just musing out loud. Oh, because I didn't want the laser pointer just to keep on going to infinity, or if I like point it at myself to just go through my head and then, you know, to infinity and beyond. Now, if that's not a tangent. But yes, oh, yes. So I wanted a laser pointer so I could literally point at things on the screen and be like, look, over there, the thing I am pointing at. Ta-da! But have it disappear. Maybe that's what we should implement next. Okay, so we got a couple things off the checked off the list. We got the look at constrained, so that's nice. That's nice. We can play with those two sliders. We need to put text. Otherwise, we're not going to remember what the heck they do. So that would be nice. Maybe the laser pointer should be next. Green screen ground. What's green screen ground? Cube to stand on and another cube. Yeah, you can see I have a naming scheme, right? We should be able to have an invisible cube. I think I'm just going to make a quad. Yeah, quad should do it. Oh, it's scaled funny. Well, that's okay, I guess. Yeah, we're knocking out a little project in the midst of the big projects. So this quad is just going to sit behind us and be very large. And that might literally be it. Let me save this quick. Will that be enough? Okay, let's turn off this beautiful special effects for now. Another button should definitely be disable SFX. Or more SFX. Okay, let's oops, teleport. There we go. We have teleported. And let's see. Lock the camera so we can play with. No. Oh, I got a spam detection. What they do? Oh. Yeah. Spam detection. Okay, is this a laser pointer? This is indeed the laser pointer and works absolutely as intended. Fantastic. Oh, that's working great. See, now I can be a teacher at the blackboard here. Or whiteboard. They probably don't even have blackboards anymore. Look at old Rusty is old. So what I have created in that 5-second fix right there is my laser pointer here. It's shooting out a line to collide with an object, to collide with a mesh. And that's where the line stops being drawn. So you can see in the middle of the screen, right here. Okay, pay no attention to this rectangle here with the lines. Pay attention to the blue, the bright cyan. So you notice how it's not extending. Let's make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. There. See, it's not extending into infinity, and it's changing the length of this blue laser line, which I should narrow up a little bit. But anyways, this blue laser line, right? It looks like I'm pointing at stuff on the screen. Oh, and it's controlled by my hand, which makes it even better. So it's like I'm holding the laser pointer. See, it's like, look at these properties over here in Fire Effects. See? So now I can point at them, and it looks like I'm highlighting something on the screen. I could have it follow my cursor, I suppose, but that doesn't seem as fun as having it use motion tracking. And the reason it's not extending to infinity is just following this nice flat plane is because we literally just put in a nice flat plane behind it. One that is not rendered by the camera because it's facing the wrong way. Ta-da! Sometimes the best solution is also the simplest solution. There, now we can point at stuff on the screen with the overlay. Welcome back, Dead Sun. I fixed the laser pointer. And due to my branding, it has to be a cyan colored laser pointer. There we go. Ta-da! We're now pointing into space. We don't have to point at the wall though. We can point the ground. And then it'll start glitching out if we don't hit anything, like we're just pointing off into space. See? Now it has nothing to hit, so it's kind of stuck in the last position. See, it's pointing way over yonder. Oh, and slicing my arm off. So we had some Tron light cycle shenanigans right here. But as long as it's pointing at something, I suppose I can just put cubes all the way around. Transparent quads or polygons around this area and cage myself in. That would also fix the problem. Okay, so that one was a really easy fix. So while we're at it, let's go find our laser pointer. Did I spell it laser or laser? I did spell it with a Z. Like laser. Pointer laser. Pointer laser. Pointer laser is a line renderer. And let's make it a little smaller. Come on. There. I suppose we could have it taper off. We could have it taper off a bit. There. Since we're working out. Oh, you're back. You bought brownies. Nice, nice. Getting ready for a stream tonight? I throw myself off a little bit when I change my schedule. Change my schedule to Wednesday, Fridays for now, due to IRL stuff. Let's see, let's lock this camera here. There we go. Now we're everywhere. You're going to start sooner? Okay. Yeah, because I used to do these shenanigans on Mondays, and then Wednesdays were usually my gaming day. But for the near future, it's Wednesday, Friday. So Fridays will be my gaming day. But this Friday will not be because I got stuff going on, people visiting this weekend. So it'll be nice to see people. Unfortunately, not you find folk online. Want to talk on stream for a bit? That'd be awesome. I could probably spare a little bit. Probably could. So do I have to be... No. Yeah, I should be good. Be good. Not super long, but a little bit. Okay, where is our laser? Pointer laser. Here we go. Pointer laser. Oh, did I think I nerfed the pointer laser into oblivion? Where are you at? There you are. Okay. I do need to put in stuff behind me. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. It's a little too pointy. Little too pointy. Little better, little better. I could also put a target reticle. That might be kind of cool. Put a target reticle at the endpoint, because it knows where it is. In fact, you can see. Wait. Let's do this. Okay, as you can see over here, there we go. You can see the start and end points of my laser pointer. See, the 0 point shouldn't move too much. However, the target point will move wildly across the screen in space and stuff. Space and time. Maybe we need to get a little bit bigger. There we go. Man, it'd be nice if I could get the bloom effects, the full post-processing to come through in the overlay version. But Spout really, really does not like post-processing. There is a workaround that I'm tempted to try. And that would be basically sending a video feed, sending the video feed, so what you see over here, this version, and then using the Spout feed as a clipping mask or an alpha channel for that video feed, and that would send the post-processing over. It really wouldn't be hard. I would just be sending two video sources over to OBS. So it wouldn't be much for overhead, I think. Oh, wait, no, I should specify. I can send them both via Spout, but you can't send post-processing with transparency. That's what it is. So I would have no post-processing, basically just a cutout, like what you see right here. And that would just be the alpha channel, the mask for the full-on video feed. Yes, I have that written down somewhere here in old notebook. Okay, so the laser pointer is mostly working. Here, what do we got here? Change this to 2. I could give the laser pointer other cool effects too. So aside from blue, I could have it do the you would have to use dithering. I'm already using dithering. So I don't get color banding. It's just subtle. It is subtle. No, I would have OBS do the video compositing. So basically, I would use a plugin. I forget what it's called. Basically, it's a mask, a masking plugin. I think Exceldro or Finite Singularity does this nice batch of plugins in OBS, and the one would just be mask for the video feed, and the video feed would be coming through at like 32-bit or whatever. It'd be coming through just as if it was, application capture. I just haven't messed around too much with the Spout stuff since I got it working. since I got it working and coming through with Unity 6. With previous Unity 2019 and 2022. Ugh. In fact, I am at those points in the VODs. I am at those points in my VOD uploads, and so I have some video files, some streams that were chopped into like 3 or 4 video files. I'm going to join them together before I upload them to YouTube. Which? Ta-da, the VOD channel. It's interesting. I'm actually getting people looking at the VODs. I'm sure YouTube started promoting it. In the recommended sidebar, they started promoting it when I was uploading like 5 or 6 a day. They're like, "Hey, this is a very active channel." So I probably got some hits that way. I'm not doing anything fancy with the thumbnails or with the I'm not putting a whole lot of effort into the VOD channel. It is historical record. That is the main purpose of it. Historical record. Okay, so we got this working. The sliders are in progress. In progress sliders. Let's label these right away. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of with seemingly with the Unity UI stuff is the text seems heavy. I mean, I could fix it by having one text object and then just building it up in the background, I suppose, as building up as a string. But it seems heavy to have all of this stuff, all these properties for every little piece of text. It just seems very, very heavy. But that could be just me trying to over-optimize things. It could be. It could be. Okay, let's see. So we've got, we'll just call it zoom. Make it small. Why is it so big? Yeah. Call that one zoom. Duplicate. Down. Look at. Duplicate. What was this one? Oh, lights. Studio light. Technically, it's studio light intensity. And then we have reset camera. Also a huge button. Button. Why are you such a big button? There. Now you are a smaller, more useful to me button. So reset camera should go up by the camera shenanigans. Studio light. Go right there. There. Oh, did we mess up something? I think we messed up something. Text. Studio lights. Zoom. Duplicate. There we go. We did mess that up. Look at me. There. The historical proof that I exist. Yeah, I mean, I save all my VODs. I'm recording them as I'm recording them to the hard drive as it's being streamed. So, and then I'm backing up on like external drive and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted something out there. Yeah. In case hardware fails or something. There's that, but it's more for like, this is a nifty project. This whole project, not just this project that we're like doing Unity stuff, but the Rusty Robot streaming project, I guess. It's neat. And we need to look back at someday and just, here we are. And where's that menu? Oh, look at that. We have proper menu. Out of focus, mind you, but here it is. Okay, Okay, the look at me. That's not look at me. I got these two backwards. That's zoom. This is look at me. Ta-da! Look at we're in the center of the screen. Actually, this is a nice way to go to the center of the screen. And reset camera, I don't think it... No, it does not. Reset camera needs to do more than one thing. It needs to reset the camera, which it does, but also to set that weight back. Okay. Okay. So we're going to take slider zoom. You're going to go up top. Slider focus. Instead of look at me, it should be like notice me, senpai. There we go. Okay. So zoom, look at me, and this. Oops, no, where's my button? Button. My terrible habit of not naming things properly. Okay, we need to... Can we add another one? We can add multiple things. So this is almost like you're Unreal folk and your spaghetti. Or you can do just visual codey stuff, you know? Very nice. I didn't have to write a script for this. Okay, so... Slider focus. Oh, I could probably set slider focus back to its position too. Can we do that? Well, look at that. Okay. Float value to 0. Oh, that is way nicer than what I was just doing. Okay, let's do the other slider too. Slider focus, slider zoom. Slider zoom, float value 35. We might be able to get rid of the direct. So I'm adding a layer of abstraction, which is nice. And it will also update the sliders. Yeah. So the layer of abstraction is instead of... Okay, so these sliders control value, because that's how I have them set up. This one's the camera zoom amount. This one is the weight. It's a decimal number from 0 to 1. That's the weight of the look at me feature. It's a bad way to say it. Studio Light's easier. Is the brightness. So the light intensity. So my reset button, what if I just reset the slider instead of going and digging out the value the slider adjusts? It's probably the proper way to do it. I don't know. I'm not properly learning game dev. I am doing stuff as I want to. Like, hey, this is a cool idea. How do I implement it? And then I go, look up some tutorials or just kind of mishmash my way through it. And then, maybe arrive at the result I want. Or I shelve it for later until I have time to look up tutorials to see how I'm supposed to do it. Okay. Okay, we are in the spot. Zoom out so we get our interface. I should just move the interface a little closer. Another fun thing is this interface will show up in the spout feed. If you're new here, the spout feed, whenever I'm talking about that, it refers to this overlay here. The overlay version of Rusty on the bottom left, who is on top of everything. See, if we go and minimize this, see, this is my desktop wallpaper. I'm on top of everything. The guy on top currently is the VC Face feed. just kind of twisted up and pinned to the roof. So the spout feed is coming directly from my Rustyverse project here, from a specific camera. And we are currently playing with those cameras, that camera's properties, settings. So let's see if this works. Okay, zoom. This should, oops, not that one. This one. Yes, okay, this one. Yeah, we should probably add a script to that to start off with. Is there a default value? There's not a default value. We might fix that. Okay, so we're zooming in and out, but the camera's not directly pointed at us. See? And that's what this other one is for. The look at me, which brings us back into focus because it's turning the camera to point at technically our neck. Because I want it to be just, you know, not dead in the middle of our eyes. So now if we zoom around, we remain centered. See? Now we're off-centered. Okay, so that's working. Now what will it do when we hit the reset button? Presto! And if you look up here, this number should be 0 and this number should be 35. Because 35 was our default value. It is fantastic. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing to the... Okay. Look at me. Reset. Okay, that shoves it back that way. So what I do want, though, is I want the default value. So when we hit play, this zoom starts off at 0. Because it just does. It doesn't really matter because it's not affecting my positioning until I mess with this slider. So really I could just hit reset camera before I mess with it and it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't have to make a script. I can literally just go 35. There, I have now set the default. Again, sometimes the simplest solution. What I was going to do is I was going to make a script that on game start, so on start, it would set this value to match the current value of the camera's focus. But that's not necessary when you can just go this number. See, and now if you look right here, it's actually in the right spot. Should I zoom in more than 100? What should the max value be? What should the maximum value be? Let's explore this fine possibility. Here we go. So what is oh, you have to find our menu again. There we go. I think we could zoom in further. I think we could make this like a 180. Oh, we can go further than this. Oh, except now the look at me is broken. Hello. Because it is pointing at my neck. Maybe I should have it point at my mouth. So the flat shading makes this amusing. It's like, yeah, you can't see like, you know, my pores or whatever. You can just see there's only gray box. There's only Rusty. Hello. Although, we zoom out just a smidge. just a smidge. We can have other fun effects. What are markers at H? Yes. So we can get some fun effects to come through. So we got the eyes, the glorious trail render on the eyes. This is a lot of fun in the, let's see, Voices of the Void. Other fun horror type games. Let's see, let's turn the lights down. Oh, the studio lights. I have to set the default value for that too. Here we go. See, we don't get a whole lot of cool effects coming through with all the post-processing disabled, but we can have a little bit of fun with it. Yeah. I think one of the fun things I do want to do in the future is have like high-res mode, where if I zoom in a certain amount, it loads up like a different level of detail, and then you do get full HD Rusty, where it's, you know, like the 3D printing lines and, you know, the little diskette, you know, all the chamfers and everything, all beautiful. I don't know if I'd have to set up some different normal maps or just a high-res model it loads in, maybe. Someday I might actually look into that. Reset. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna adjust the studio lights before we call it a night here. Oh, you want to do a zoom in where you go too close and go to the atoms. I mean, I could do like a joke mode where it goes full polygon when you zoom in too close. Let's see, let's do that same feature. Oh, that is interesting. It keeps the line weight the same in the overlay. So now we have the Rusty overlay. When I chose cyan for this, again, branding, I suppose, but can switch it to Virtual Boy mode. Where's red? There we go. That's another slider I need to do. Color slider for this. Where on earth did I leave that? Is that under control lights like everything else? Yep, sure is. There we go. Now we're red. Yeah, that does not show very well when it's zoomed in, is it? Yeah, you can't really see Rusty too well in his transparent polygons. See, this one I should have it send over with solid behind the wireframe so you can actually see me. Because it is doing back face culling. So it's only showing the wireframes on the front, not the whole body. But oh well. Fun. I think it'll leave it at that one too next time we hit play. Yep. Why do we have Pepto-Bismol here? We got some legacy shaders going on. And some legacy shaders. All right. Studio lights. What is your default value? Slider. Which slider are you? Slider lights. Slider light. Default value. I think it's like 1.4. There we go. You're in the Discord call. Okay. Yeah, I'll be wrapping up my stream and then I'll head on over. Ooh, for a little bit. Yeah, that is awesome. I like this. I'm glad it is so easy to do. Well, I mean, this very basic menu. interface, a very basic interface. I'm glad it's so easy. I mean, I don't have it styled super super fancy. I don't have it styled super fancy, but yeah, it's definitely refreshing that it is so easy to set these values, control these values. So I'm going to be moving a lot more of my things over from hotkeys, because I am, as I mentioned, I'm going to have more than just this in-world. I don't like these gizmos. Why does it got to show the gizmos like that? There we go. So this one is in world space, meaning this menu right here. What do they call it? This user interface, a canvas. There we go. Unity calls it a canvas. So this canvas is set to world space, meaning it lives right there. You know, we can move around it, go behind it, etc. I can attach it to the character. I can do whatever. Or you can have it be attached to the window. So I will have most likely a duplicate version, or at least, you know, this being part of it within an overlay that you guys won't see because it won't be sent to broadcast. So if I do want to mess with these settings, I don't have to do the goofy zoom out thing. It'll just be there, attached, pinned to the Rustyverse software window. Yeah. I think I can send, I'm pretty sure I can send commands to it from my touch portal too. Otherwise I'd have to hook up OSC, so it sends OSC messages from touch portal or another control device like a Stream Deck over to the Unity project. Yes. Thank you for stopping by, Deadson. I'll swing by the Discord in a little bit. I can only stay for a short amount of time, but I'll swing by. You know what? Let's see, gotta go. You know what? I think I might just end stream and then I will hop in and say hi to the Discord. So let's save this. I'm going to have so much fun making interfaces. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to style this. I'm going to have it be a surprise because I might do it off stream. I'm going to style this in a very specific era appropriate. Maybe not era appropriate, but yes, some software that I used to love using. I'm going to style some of the menus like that, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great for me anyways. All right, gang. I will see you next week because I got stuff going on this Friday, so I can't do 2 streams this week, unfortunately. But okay, let's end with some fire. There we go. Yes. Oh, did we? We lost a little bit. We had a little bit of drift. Surprisingly small amount of drift in a 3D model. Yes. Catch y'all next week. I should try to raid into someone. Oh, are you starting up right now? Zoom, look at me. Oh, you know, instead of look at me, it should be witness me. It's been too long since I've seen Fury Road. At least a year. You know, I had the other factory project. I had that open. Didn't do anything in there today. Try those guys. All right. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, that looks rad as hell. Oh no, they're raiding. They're raiding out. Bummer, bummer. I am going to drop them a follow though, because they look pretty cool. Let's see how this age. You know what? They've got a little ways to go. I'm gonna sneak over there anyways. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Oh no, they're going early. Oh well. I was gonna try and snipe their snipe their raid. That's funny. All right. But yeah, I think I am gonna end it, and then I'll hop in when you pop online. All right. Later, all. And